Hi, my name is Sean Stone. I'm a photo editor at Wonderful Machine, and today I'm looking at the portfolio website of Christopher Beauchamp, who is a New Haven, Connecticut-based photographer specializing mostly in environmental portraiture and action-adventure work. That's what he's looking to focus on more in the future, and he's come to me looking to make some improvements and changes on his website. First thing we see when we come to his site is this landing page of his logo. So here his logo is really front and center, and kind of gives you see it again up here. It's a little bit dull. It could be jazzed up a little bit, and that's something that he's going to be working with one of our graphic designers to improve. As far as the website goes, he's got four separate portfolios. This very first image, these are all portraits, but they kind of speak to his adventure work as well, which is kind of interesting. But then we see as we go through his other portrait category, the other images in his portrait category, that it's a little bit unfocused. It's kind of all over the place stylistically and as far as content goes. So I think he could definitely stand to simplify his portrait category, especially if he wants editorial environmental work. Then he needs to be showing a little bit more editorial friendly stuff. And he's also got these portraits that we just looked at could also fall into the categories of adventure and sports, which is his very next section. I really like his adventure stuff. He does a lot of caving, a lot of climbing stuff, which I enjoy looking at that kind of work. But he's got this mix of outdoor adventure and more fitness and competitive sports, and then some of this stuff which I don't really know how to categorize. But I think he's definitely got a quantity of work that lends itself to two separate categories: one sports and one adventure. And then he's got a section called Commerce, which is really kind of a grab bag. It's keep going to those thumbnails. It's a little bit all over the place, and it's kind of hard to tell to get a sense of his personal style and his take on things. So I think this category should probably just be eliminated altogether, especially since architecture clients and automotive clients are not people that he's looking to market to in the future. I want to stay focused on on his goals, which are, as I said, environmental portraiture and adventure and sports. And then his personal work, there's some nice images in here, but it's very fine art. It doesn't really relate to the rest of his portfolio at all. It looks to me more like the work of another photographer. So I think that this isn't really adding much, and I'm going to recommend that we just eliminate this section altogether. Next thing, we go to his contact page. He's got his name, his email address, his mailing address, which he doesn't really need to include on here, his URL, which you don't need because you're already there, and then his Wonderful Machine link, which we like to see. Then he's got his blog, which was last updated in July, which was a while ago. So he should definitely make make the blog a little bit more of a priority. I know he's been traveling a lot, so it could be difficult. But if you're going to have a blog, it's important that it stay fresh. Otherwise, it's best to just not. You're better off to not have a blog than to have one that's that you're not keeping up with. He's got a client list, which I don't believe this is really complete. I think he's got more clients than this. And then his bio is kind of hard to read. I think it's part of it's just because of the scaling site, getting it gets stretched out like this. But I think it could be he could work on the typography here and get it set up to be a little bit more readable, and maybe work on the copy a little bit as well. And he's got links to Facebook and InDesign, which is all well and good. So for Chris, I'm going to recommend that we think about, like I said, the new branding, and then reorganizing his portfolios to reflect a better separation of his environmental portraits from and his adventure and his sports. So I'm going to get to work on Chris's edit and show you the results soon. Okay, it's been a couple of weeks. We've got some big changes to show you on Chris's website, starting with this great new logo, which he worked with our designers to create. The designers also helped him out customizing his new template. He moved over to a photofolio, which is a great look for him. We made some changes to his About page, increased the or improved the readability on here. Contact page is mostly the same, but looks better. Switched over to his blog real quick, and you can see it's been a little while in between updates, but he's also showing off his new look. Created a new client list using these logos. So then on my part, we worked on a new edit which really emphasized his adventure work, separating it from the sports. And finally, last but not least, we've got a new portrait section. So really consolidated the galleries, simplified everything, and overall a big improvement, I'd say. So I hope you've enjoyed watching, and if you have any of your own portfolio needs that we can help you with, please feel free to get in touch with us. Thank you.